Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little first impressions on the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault Collab. I have the 4 palettes here. This is how the Vault came in this box here. I used mainly the Armed and Gorgeous palette today on my eyes. So I'll go over the tutorial first and then we'll get into a little brief overview. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in because I'll cover everything afterwards. Here are the 4 palettes. Mine all have V2 and then pretty sure they all have the same batch code as well. I feel like Armed and Gorgeous is the palette that everyone seems to have the most trouble with, and it's probably to do with this green called Top Secret. Priming my eyes with a MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot first. I'm gonna take Poof from Dark Magic. This is the only appropriate color to set my eye base with, so I'm gonna do that. It actually goes on so nicely. And it's not too dark either. Going into Armed and Gorgeous, I do want to point out that these two colors are very similar, like looking at them in the pan. Not sure what they're like if you swatch them, just on first impressions. I can see that Agent isn't as bright as Secure, so I'm gonna take Agent first up. This is such, I guess, an unusual kind of color. Like it's a mustard camel kind of color. So this seems to be applying quite nicely. Able to build up the color quite well. Like, I mean, I'm definitely not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional makeup artist by any means. Just me having a play with it so far. And there seems to be minimal fallout. And I feel like, well, I hope that a lot of you can relate to me because I'm just an average kind of person playing with makeup. So I'm just going to use it as I normally would. This is a Zoeva 221, by the way. I'm going to take some of Access and I'm going to pop that on the inner crease in here. On a Zoeva 231. I've seen so many people do like the yellow on the inner corner and I'm like, oh, it's something that I really, really want to try. So I'm like, why the heck not? I'll take some of Secure, the brighter of the oranges, camel colors, and just pop that in there at the top of that Agent, blending into Access. I do really enjoy the names. I've got to point that out. Taking some of Smooth Criminal. Just gonna deepen up that outer portion of the eye there. That worked really, really well with like minimal blending. Taking the green Top Secret on the lower lash line. I kind of feel like it's like blending away. At first, it went on pretty nicely. Maybe I just need to pack it on a little bit more. And I know using it on the lower lash line is different to using it on the lid. Can see the fallout underneath. It's minimal, but it's still there. I feel like that green has like really washed me out. I'm gonna take a little bit of Secure and blend on the outer edge of that. That's not too bad. Now for the lid. Oh, I'd really love to use Classified. I might take a color for the lid from Ring the Alarm. I'm gonna take On Camera. I'm just gonna pick it up on this brush first and then put it on. It's not too bad. Look, I've seen a lot worse. But I am going to, I don't know about that color. I'm gonna wet my brush though. Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm gonna take a little bit of Boom. Just blend them in together. I don't know why, but my eyes are kind of stinging. Taking a bit of Prowl. So this is like the deeper color. I'm just gonna blend that, make that a bit deeper. Taking a little bit of Prowl on a definer brush. That works really good. That color did have a lot of fallout with my flat definer brush. But overall, love it. Love that color. I'm going to just brush away that fallout. Oh, my eyes have gone a little bit red. This is actually my first time using Morphe shadows. Just going to put on some lashes and mascara, that kind of thing. Oops, I just got that on my whole lid. Cool. I nearly forgot to do highlight. Now, this is the only highlight color in the palette. Gonna talk about that later. So this is VIP. Oh. As you can see, like it's quite an icy highlight. I did see Jaclyn do this. I'm gonna mix a bit of Guilt Trip in with that. Okay, I'll just pop some lashes on. Okay, so my lashes are still drying, but overall impressions on, I guess, well, I mainly use the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and to be honest, I'm pretty impressed with it. I wouldn't usually go for these kind of colors or wear these kind of colors, but I feel like they all blended in really well together. And even though this is still a super wearable look, which suits my lifestyle the best, I mainly go for wearable looks, you know, something that's not going to stand out too much, but still can look quite glamorous, and like I've put in a bit of effort kind of thing. I definitely created something that's wearable, but still gorgeous, I feel. I used nearly all of the colors apart from Classified, Coin, and then I should have just used Guilt Trip on my eyes instead of the other one. But anyway, I tried out the other palette. I feel like that they would be of quite a similar quality of, and you know, like use of the shadow as well. Definitely use the shimmers wet. But anyway, okay, so here is the Vault. The packaging, I really, really like the packaging. I think it is classy, it's elegant, it's practical rather than the big original palette. One thing that really turned me off about the original palette is the size. And I feel like these sized palettes are so much more practical, so much more convenient. The fact that they have a little mirror there, that they have all the names on them. I can't remember if the original one did have all the names on them or if it just had the, you know, the piece of plastic over the top with the names. I'll do a close up and show you what each of the palettes look like. So we have Dark Magic, which as it suggests are quite dark colors. There's only 3 shimmers in this palette. The mattes, they're quite unique colors, especially Potion. I feel like that's really nice. This one does have Poof, which is what I used to set my eye base with today. And it's just a nude color. It's the only nude matte color in the palette. Next up we have Bling Boss. I always say it wrong. This is like the purple palette, I guess you would say. The thing that stood out to me the most about this palette is straight away 3 colors look very similar. Bling Bling, Glitz and Glam, and Ballsy. Obviously they all have they're all different. They all have a little bit of a different tone, but they are shimmers, and I feel like there maybe could have been a brighter, more vibrant purple or something in this palette. I don't know, like a matte purple. But I feel like that there could have been just a little bit of more to this palette, although obviously these are the shades that didn't work out in the original palette, so that's why they're here. If you're thinking about them from palette to palette, these are just my thoughts. Okay, then we have Ring the Alarm. Now this one is right up my alley. Beautiful, warm, toned colors. I can't wait to use this palette, to be honest. It looks gorgeous, cannot wait to use it. And then we have Armed and Gorgeous, which is the palette that I used today. Now this one hosts the only shimmer highlight color in the palettes, which I've got to say, like, I'm really disappointed in that. As I said before, these are the shades that didn't work out, and potentially she put all of her highlights in the original palette, and that's fine. But it just, like, to make these more user-friendly, I wish that she had more than one, and this shade is just, it's so icy, it's so silvery, which is fine if you're after that thing, but I would much prefer like a more champagne kind of shimmer color for a highlight. At first, I didn't really understand the concept behind the 3 colors that kind of look the same, although obviously they are different. Access is quite of a mustard color. However, Secure and Agent are quite similar. Secure is a bit more brighter orange and Agent is a bit more of a camel kind of color, but they are, you know, quite similar in the end, at the end of the day. Really did enjoy the color Prowl. That is a beautiful definer color, and the mattes worked really beautifully in together, blended really well for my liking. I don't know if I'm a fan of Top Secret, but I didn't have a problem really blending it out. I did have to go over it a few times to try to build up the color and the pigment. But yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick little video just playing around with the Vault collection and my initial thoughts. Overall, I'm really excited to use the palette and can't wait to come out with a few more tutorials for you guys. I'll definitely have looks up on these ones in, you know, the coming weeks kind of thing. I don't want to like bombard you, and you know, it also takes a lot of time to sit down and film these different kind of tutorials. But yeah, but there's a little first impressions of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault. So far, so good. I'd love to know what your thoughts are if you have tried it. If you think that you might buy any of the palettes, your thoughts on it, leave them all down below. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day and bye.
I was kidding myself. Now I know you don't love me, even though you said